Dr. Mary, it's so great that you're actually in my dressing room.
Yes, I love it. I love it. This is my perfect room right here.
Perfect. And
yes.
I wish we had the same size shoes because you could totally borrow my shoes.
Yes, I would love to.
You know, I've been wanting to ask you because for me and for many women and friends that I've met, we have struggled with depression seasonally, once in our lifetime, or ongoing. Why is that? Why do women struggle with depression and just a deep, dark night of the soul at least once in their lifetime? Or, like I said, for a long time in their life?
There are many reasons for that. And I would want to differentiate a little bit from clinical depression versus situational depression. I mean, we all go through difficult circumstances that can create that deep sadness or emptiness in our hearts, depending on what our issues are. So it could be that our lives are far too busy. We're go, go, go. Stress is, unbelievable. And so we get to the point where we basically crash and we can't handle anymore.
But why do we get to that place?
Well, that's
why do we let it get to that big sort of pinnacle and then everything falls apart?
Well, that's a great question. It's almost, for me personally, this drive to gain approval, to be liked, to please people. I mean, there's different reasons like that. There's this underlying insecurity that we have. I mean, we are wired to want to be accepted. We are wired to want to be appreciated and valued. And when that's not happening, then we will seek it in being busy and doing too much.
And then that causes sort of this almost overload and breakdown.
That's right. And then balancing that, or actually I shouldn't say can't balance it, counterbalancing it is if we're taught from an early age, because as women we can be more sensitive, and we're taught that crying is wrong. I was told I was a crybaby and I was mocked for that. So I learned to kind of keep it all strong and internal, especially when you're a professional woman. You don't get emotional. So if you think about it, all the experiences that we have as sensitive women, hurts, rejections, it could be even traumas, abuse that we experience, that we're not allowed to process. So we keep it all stuffed inside. And so we end up in a deep, deep state of sadness, almost grief, because we've had so much hurt along the way. And for some people, they'll experience it as deep sadness. Others will just go emotionally numb. That's like they feel nothing.
And I get that, because when I went into my depression, I got hit by a transport truck.
Oh my goodness.
I had a relationship end.
Yes.
I had a really bad boss. And I actually found my biological mother. So it was like these 5 things that came up and accumulated, and I actually could not deal with it.
Right.
It was intense. It was intense. It was an overload, and I went into that place.
And you had experiences that harmed your physical health,
Absolutely.
but also your stability, with your boss, and just a sense of worth and being rejected. I don't know how the breakup happened with your relationship, but still, I mean, that's a whole other story, I'm sure.
That's the next show.
Okay.
So then just give us just one starting tip. When I'm feeling this way, overload, traumatic things have happened, I'm getting into that state.
Right.
What would you say? What would you say to me if I was
Well, I would say
going there?
with depression, one of the symptoms that we often will have is withdrawing and kind of isolating ourselves and just not wanting to connect with other people. And that's actually the last thing that you should be doing. So I often will say to people, whether it's a clinical depression or a situational depression or you're just feeling down, is reach out for help. Because to know that you're not alone walking through this is so huge.
It's good.
It's incredible. And of course, then if you see a professional, for example, if there's something going on that really is, there's a chemical issue or there's something bigger than what you've, I have women walking to my office who just realize that they have some unresolved trauma, and that's actually at the root of their depression. So in that case, having a professional kind of give you, these are some of the things it might be, and actually assess you can be really helpful.
And I agree. I think, just to sum this up, that when I reached out to a community of people that I trusted, that I loved, when I reached out to my family, a professional counselor, even my doctor.
Right.
And even, digging deep into my own faith as well.
Exactly.
I made it through. And I think that's the thing that I want to say to you is just what Dr. Mary was saying. You got to reach out.
Yeah.
And if you're getting in that state of feeling overwhelmed and, depressed, then you need to reach out and get some help. And so thank you. I know there's going to be more information that we're going to connect. You're going to be coming back, maybe not in the dressing room,
please.
but somewhere else. But thank you.
I can have shoe envy. That's the problem.
Don't get depressed.
Okay, I'll try not to.
All right, thanks, Dr. Mary.
You're welcome.
Okay.